Now, Wentz did test positive, a source told Adam Schefter. Wentz would still be able to play on Sunday against the Raiders if he is asymptomatic or if he demonstrates that his symptoms are improving. Now, the Colts are favored in each of their remaining games this season, according to our FPI. FPI also gives Indy a 95% chance to make the playoffs. The Colts can clinch a playoff berth with a win on Sunday. So, Dan Graziano, I start with you. What is the latest on Carson Wentz and his ability to possibly come back as soon as this weekend?
Well, the people who are watching have to understand a significant change was made yesterday in the NFL's COVID-19 protocols. The NFL and the Players Association agreed, based on the CDC's announcement from the day before, to reduce the required isolation period for players who test positive from 10 days down to 5. And that's for unvaccinated players as well as vaccinated players. It's really the first concession they've made to the unvaccinated players since this all began, since this season began. So what that means is if Carson Wentz continues, if he tests negative every day since his positive test, if he shows no symptoms, if he is cleared by team doctors, then he could theoretically be cleared to play Sunday because 5 days will have gone by since the positive test. I think it's probably a long shot, but again, these protocols were changed yesterday, so we don't really know exactly how it's going to work. The protocols have undergone several changes over the last couple of weeks. It has helped some people come back quicker. It has not worked for others. But keep in mind, Quentin Nelson, their all-pro guard. Darius Leonard, their all-pro middle linebacker. Those two guys both tested positive late last week. Both of them are unvaccinated as well. Under the old protocols, they would have had to miss this game too, and they now have a chance under the new protocols to return just like Carson Wentz does in time for Sunday's game against the Raiders.
And you might argue that their absence might be even bigger than Carson Wentz's absence. But still, Rob Ninkovich, Carson Wentz is the quarterback. He is the man that drives this team in many ways. So the big word I heard from Dan there is if. You know, if he tests, if he doesn't test positive, if he passes these protocols, if he is asymptomatic. Rob, are they still a playoff team without Carson Wentz if he can't come back pretty soon?
Yeah, they're definitely a playoff team right now, and they have 2 games left of the season, and the common denominators are running game and Jonathan Taylor. You look at the Patriot matchup just 2 weeks ago, Carson Wentz completed 5 passes. He was 5 for 12 in that game. But what did they do? They ran the football for over 170 yards on the ground. So when you have a running game and you have an offensive line that's physical and a defense that has team speed, you give yourself a chance. So I think the biggest factor is going to be Quentin Nelson. Can he get back? Can they get healthy moving forward here? And Carson Wentz, they're just going to have to wait for him to get back. And in the meantime, rely on your running game, rely on your defense, rely on your special teams that has had a couple key block punts. And I think they'll be just fine.
And Nick, you know, here's the other thing. This Colts team's been rolling. They've been rolling with Wentz. So now you miss him potentially, he might be back, but you miss him potentially for a game. Does that impact how far this team can go?
I don't know if that impacts it as much as the Quentin Nelson and Darius Leonard. Darius Leonard is like a walking fumble-creating machine. Like, they need those turnovers. He punches the ball out before he even tackles. And that's something that is hugely valuable to this team, giving people like Carson Wentz a short field. And the same thing for Quentin Nelson. He may be the best guard in the league, probably is. And that impacts their running attack. So I think the luxury that the Colts have is their game plan doesn't change whether it's Carson Wentz or Ehlinger. And Ehlinger might actually be better suited for the situation because he doesn't have the big, powerful arm or the occasional accuracy that Carson Wentz has. I think part of Wentz's problem is he has those things, so he believes that he should make the type of plays that Justin Herbert is out here making or the plays that Mahomes is making. If Sam Ehlinger walks in and accepts his role as a game manager and manages the game, this team will not miss a step as long as those other guys are healthy. I know that Carson Wentz has the ability to make those passes like he did last week, that touchdown pass, but the problem is what comes with those passes is oftentimes a lot of interceptable balls. So we'll see what happens when we find out what type of quarterback Sam Ehlinger is, but I don't think this really hurts the team as much as it would hurt most teams to be out their starting quarterback.
Okay, and we'll see, because again, he could conceivably make it back possibly for Sunday's game.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.